about you like good recordings, and you have turned me on to quite a few recordings over the last few years, and for that I want to thank you right here publicly. But the question was put forth when I asked today, do you have a favorite, or what are the top 5 albums you might take, like, you know, the Desert Island question? If you were stuck on a desert island and you could pick 5, what would they be?
God, that's a tough call.
Is there anything, or do you like them all?
I like them all, but I'll give you one, because it has nothing to do with what I really would want to do. Well, I take that back. It's what I would want to do, which I know nothing about, but I love it. It's been Hop Wilson. Anything by Hop Wilson.
No kidding.
Yeah, because it's just so strange to me, man. It's like another world.
It is a little.
It's backwards. You know, it's backwards slide playing. You know, in other words, most guys, when they play slide or any kind of open tune guitar, that first chord is the one chord, right? Not with Hop Wilson. That's the 5 chord. So he's starting up high, and it's backwards. And if you try to figure it out, he's going here, and then all of a sudden, that last one is the 5. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's bizarre. It's bizarre the way he's the only guy that did that. You know? So to this day, the first time I heard it, I go, "That is amazing. What is that? How does he do that?" And finally, when I actually got a slide and tried to get, I don't know if I had the right tuning, but I definitely had the fact that it's an open thing. When it's open, that's the 5 chord. And I go, never heard of that, of anybody ever doing it. So there you have it.
Break out the slide. Just have it. No.
And I think he's amazing.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I have that Houston Ghetto. I think you turned me on to that.
Oh yeah, that's great stuff.
Yeah, it is nice.
Rocking at the coconut top and all that shit.
Let's see. And we talked about a little bit about Pee Wee Crayton. Tell us about the influence Pee Wee Crayton's had on your life. I hear a lot of stuff when I get to hear it. Pardon me for jumping back in. But I've heard from you about Pee Wee Crayton and about Bill Jennings and a lot of these people. And when I go and listen to them, I can hear the influence that they've given you. How has Pee Wee Crayton affected you in your life and your playing?
Well, I mean, you know, Pee Wee's whole deal was that he just basically bastardized what T-Bone had going. T-Bone would sit down and show him, and, you know, it's just like if I showed you something, you're never going to play it exactly the way I play it, especially if you don't understand it. And that's what Pee Wee was doing. He just basically got 2 or 3 little things he did and then placed them in his own spot. And he really doesn't sound like T-Bone. He sounds, right off the bat, he sounded like himself. And you know, the most amazing thing about Pee Wee was he was 37 when he picked up the guitar for the first time. And within 2 years, he had a #1 hit, which was Blues After Hours. And that's why I play that, you know, as a tribute to him. When Pee Wee died, there was a whole, that was 1986, you know, everybody, it seemed like, died. I was going to like 7 funerals in a row.
William Clark, Hollywood Fats.
It was terrible. It was a terrible time, you know, and they were all physical funerals as opposed to now where everybody gets cremated and that's the end of it. So we were going to, you know, Southern Baptist Church, every kind of church, man. And, you know, grave sites, people talked, you know, about for hours, you know, about the person. It was that way it was good, but it was just a terrible time in my life because so many guys that I'd played with and really knew, one after another, at Pee Wee's ceremony. So the church was packed, man, packed with, everybody was there. Lloyd Glenn, you know, all the guys that played with, everybody, man, just a cast of characters, man. So I'm sitting there in church pew, right in the front. There comes Lowell Folsom. He sits right in front of me, and somebody says, and Johnny Dyer's next to me, and I go, "Is that Lowell's wife?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "No." And I go, like this. So the deacon, or whatever you want to call him, is giving the eulogy thing there, and he said, "Yes, on October 26, 1986, we lost the best blues guitar player in L.A." And Lowell goes, like and of course, I had to just stick my hand on it.